What's up, folks? Welcome to day 100 of Autodesk Fusion. Look at this, man. Look. We got stacks on stacks of sticky notes. I don't even know if they're all here. I'm pretty sure I lost some along the way. In any case, we're on the last day. We're going to make one more thing. It's not going to be too crazy, too complicated, but it is something I actually am needing to make. Also, we're just going to talk about where we're going to go forward with some of these things. So, first thing I'm going to do is talk about what I'm designing. I have I coach robotics for my school, and our robots need something to be transported in. So I need a box that is designed for it and meets a couple other criteria. And this is where the whole process of the design I just really enjoy, and that is we want to create a box that is not just something I get at the store and meets more specifications and more clear. So there's some design intent in there. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to build a box that has an internal dimension of 18 inches, 18-inch cube, because that is the legal dimensions for the robot. Second thing we're going to do is we're going to build a box that is easy to transport and carryable and stackable. So we're going to build these out of the external frame out of some 2x3s. It's a little bit overkill, but it's just going to be what it is. And the last thing was is when these are stackable, they look good. I want this to look like a good finished product. So afterwards, we're probably going to paint or stain, or at least make these look a little bit nicer while we make it. So let's get started. All right, the first thing I'm going to do is create a sketch on the bottom of this cube that I've made already, and I am going to do offset. We're going to do an offset of a 1/4 inch. Now we're going to do negative 1/4 inch. So negative of a 1/4 inch. And do an offset again outwards. What's going to be 2.5 minus a 1/4 inch? It's 1.5. 1.75. The reason being is that the dimension for a 2x3 lumber is actually, if we do a little rectangle here, it is actually 2.5 by 1.5 inches. So when you take any dimensional lumber, you take off a 1/2 inch on two of those dimensions. Long story short, we found out we were just using more wood than we needed to, and so our true dimension for the lumber here is going to be these dimensions right here. We should be able to draw a line, and that should be a diagonal that's going to cut all the way through and still make perfect 45s. We can go ahead and trim up a little bit, so I'm going to do that actually. So we're going to trim, 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 trim. Looks good. We're going to hit finish sketch. We're going to extrude. Actually, we're going to need one of those bodies. So let's give that a depth of 1.5 inches. And there's my first. Ooh, let's not do a join. Let's do a new body. Looks cool. All right. So let's take our body 1 and let's make a component from it. Let's call this component robot insert. And let's take our body 2. Let's create a component, and let's just call it the frame. All right, looking good so far. Now I did a specific kind of offset there, and we'll see why here in a second. Is because I want to put an insert on the inside out of MDF that's gonna be 1/4 inch thick. But let's do a pattern. Let's do a rectangular, not rectangular. Let's do a circular pattern. We're gonna do components. We're gonna do that frame. Actually, let's do bodies, because we want all of the frame to be one. Well, I'll show you in a second. We're gonna do bodies, and around the axis is gonna be the center axis right here. That's gonna be 4. Looks good. Now, since we did separate bodies, we have 4 separate pieces, and they're all in the frame. That is just too cool. All right. What we're going to do now is we're going to I'm going to highlight all of these. M for move. We're going to create a copy, and we're going to bring those up. Should be 18 inches. But see how it's not quite there. That's because it needs to come 18 inches plus. So 18 plus 1.5. All right, looks good. All right, now we need to connect those top and bottom pieces. Let's kind of think, what would be a good way to do that? Well, I'm actually going to take, let's finish sketch. Let's take these bodies, let's insert into here, body 3 through body 6 into the frame. All right, that way the frame is all still one assembly. Let's go ahead and take these top ones and make it invisible for now. That way, I can do a sketch. No, that sketch is on the wrong plane. I don't like that sketch. So let's delete it. Let's do a sketch on this plane. Top-down view. That way, I can do some other cuts for our pieces. So, what do we want to happen? Well, I want two-piece. I wonder if I could get, let's hit P for project. Let's project this line and this line. Let's hit the top view. Got rotate around a little bit. Click OK. I wonder if, see, it's a 1.75, and that's okay. What I want to do actually is I'm going to project. Let's draw this. Let's think big brain about it. Let's make this look good, like chef's kiss good. Let's do a rectangle from here down to here. That's going to be a 1.5 inch width with a 2.5 inch depth. But there's going to be a 45-degree cut in there. And we're going to see why is because we're going to do another rectangle here. We're going to do 2.5 inch width with a 1.5 inch depth. Hit finish sketch, and I've got my corner piece. Ooh, I wonder how good that's going to look. We'll see. Ooh, man, that's going to look good. Hopefully. It's going to be 18 inches. That looks good. Let's do a new body. Looks okay. Let's bring that sketch back on up. Hit extrude. Bring this up. And do a new body. Looks okay. Now we got our corner bracket. 180 or 90 degree. 90-degree rotation for just two of them. That looks okay. And then we're going to have to do another for our front side. And I really didn't want to do that, but lo and behold, here we are. So let's hit B, B, B. Okay. Hit a sketch. We're on this front plane right here. Let's zoom in, hit P for project. Guys, it has been tons of fun to make stuff for this channel. You guys have been awesome. Stay awesome. And we're going to keep just doing cool stuff. So as I'm just going to kind of start talking and just building at this point. Where am I going to go with this channel? I have no clue. I've got a couple of good ideas. One of those is going to be, we're actually going to start making stuff for our microbits. So microbits is an idea. I need to learn and brush up on my programming, so I might do some Python videos and how to program Python, especially how you get Python onto the Vex Robotics. What's some other things we might do? Well, I also want to do a little bit of Tinkercad. Tinkercad's got some really cool things with microbits and kind of some helpful things with them. So, I don't know. All I know for now is we're going to finish this series strong. I'm going to make something I'm actually going to use, and that's going to be this box for our robotic stuff. All right. Is everybody happy now? Where's my pine at? Give me my pine. Oh, we did all of it. I don't want to do all of it. A robot insert. We made that thing. That was supposed to be glass. There we go. Cool. All right, here's what I'm going to do now. Is I'm going to go back to where my front insert is. Well, actually, that's not going to be all right. So what we're going to do is, I wonder if, I haven't even done this in a while. Let's do set current view as front. There we go. We made a mistake, but now we fixed it. Set a current view as front. And now we're going to make our MDF inserts. How are we going to do that? Well, I found out if you highlight stuff and hit V, it makes it disappear. And we did a little bit too much on that disappearing act, but we got pretty close to what I wanted. So what I'm going to do now is just create a sheet that's going to go on this wall right here. So we're going to hit sketch on this plane, and we're going to do a little bit of montage mode because I don't think you guys are going to need step-by-step instructions on what we're doing here. But in any case, stick around. Alright folks, and we are back. Now that took a little bit longer than I thought it was going to be building to make, but in any case, I have now my box built, of course, or designed at least. And the really fun part I just like about the design process is that I didn't have to, there was no trial and error. Well, the trial and error was all digital. Now the really, really fun part, and here's where I go from almost anything that I 3D model and then I go build, is that I can then create a drawing file. So actually, let's save this first. Let's call this day 100 robot box. And then from here, what I can do is I click on design, drawing, from design. We're going to do let's do a title block. Let's do that. Looks okay. And here's what I really like, is that I can pull in all my pieces and then specifically create this in such a way to where I know exactly what I need to cut. I know the dimensions, and it's really easy to manufacture this. We're a lot more simple. And so if we can just go ahead and throw in our front view. Click OK. Let's do it projected. Right. Isometric. Take this, right click. Let's make it a shaded view. So double click on it. Shaded view. Looks same. Magnifique. Looks beautiful, guys. What I'm going to do now is let's just move this on over. And I'm going to pull in some individual parts. Let's just do it. So we're going to go to montage mode again. I'm going to pull my parts in. All right, there we go, folks. Made it, and we're there. These videos have been tons of fun. If you have any questions, please, by any means, reach out to me. We have Instagram, we have Twitter, and I guess you can also do YouTube comments. That also works as well. There we go, folks. This is what a drawing file looks like for me when I'm ready to build something. Pretty straightforward, not typically to engineering standard, more to my standard. That way I know what I need to do. In any case, you guys have been awesome. Stay awesome. And I will see you guys for the next video series, which could be a lot of different things. But I'll have an official announcement here soon. You guys take care. I'll see you when I see you.